Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel again. Today I discuss about a problem which is come to kickstart programming contest. Actually, maybe you know about kickstart programming contest. Actually, this programming contest arranged by Google. So the problem which I discussed today from Kickstart archive, and I go to the Kickstart archive, and now we go to the Kickstart 2013 as I discussed from the practice round. Okay, let go to the kickstart 13. Okay, the problem is name is bad horse. Actually, the problem. Firstly, I say the problem about the problem description. Okay, let discuss about the problem description. Okay, actually, in this problem, there are two groups. Number one groups, suppose number one groups, and then second the number two groups. So we have to determine the character which are given. They are different two groups. Suppose what I mean. Suppose let we have groups. Suppose our input is A and B. It means A must be if A is in group one and then B must be group two, right? Again, suppose A, B, and B again C, D. Then again, it if C is in the group C one and then must be D in the group two, right? But uh, I have to determine if it is possible to separate the character, right? Suppose when this is not valid, suppose A and B, C and D, right? And if we write B to C, if it is a input given, then if we be in the group one, it is not possible that to be in the group one, right? So I have to tell that. Uh, so we we take C in the group one, right, and B in the group two, right? But actually, okay. But if this is given B and B, suppose, then what happened? If we D in the group one, then B in the group two, but cannot be in the group one because D already in group two, so it is not possible, right? Again, if we try that, if we try that B in the group two and C and D in the group, sorry, B in the group one and D in the group two, it is not also possible because B already in group two, right? So it is not possible, and in that case, it is give the wrong answer, right? It is not possible, invalid. Okay, let's discuss again. Suppose so I have to find whether it is possible to make the separation. Let's take the input. Suppose we have dead boy one character and the second character is fake Thomas Jefferson, right? And here we can separate this because dead boy in the group one, if we take it to the group one, then fake Thomas Jefferson in the group two, right? Then it is in yes because we separate them easily. But we go to the next test case. Suppose dead boy in the group one, right? But if fake Thomas Jefferson in the group two, right? But secondly, when fake Thomas Jefferson, it is already in group two, so I take it on the group two, but Furi Leica, right? It is in group one, as fake Thomas Jefferson is opposite to the Furi Leica, right? So Furi Leica in the group one, right? And here Furi Leica in the group one and Dead Boy in the group two, but Dead Boy already in the group one, right? So it is not possible to take Dead Boy to the group two, right? So we have to determine whether it is possible or not, right? So this problem can easily solvable by DFS, depth first search, right? How I solve that problem actually, let's discuss. Suppose A and B, A and B are given, and A, C are given, right? And and B, D is given, right? Then A connected with B and C, right? Then A connected with B and C, right? And if we give a value 1, then must be have to give the B and C value 2, right? And if we give B, as we give B already give the value 2, so we must have to give the value D as 1, right? So it is separable. But when suppose in that case, suppose B and C also a very pair, right? In that case, what happened? Suppose A is connected with B and C. So as A is, I give A as value 1 and B and C give value 2. But as B already have value 2, so I have B is connected with D and C, right? And D is already value D, so I give the value D as 1. But as C is already value 2, I cannot able to give C as value 1 because it already have a value 2. So when the value which I give and the previous value what he has, if is not matchable, then the then it is says that the input is not separable, and the answer is no, right? So first of all, how we solve the problem, right? Suppose first of all I have to determine for the first input how much input are connected with that, and if the value which are connected with that must be opposite value, right? If I suppose for the first input, if a character is value 1, then the must be which are connected with it must be the value 2, right? Then for every possible value which are suppose A is connected with B and C, right? Suppose A is connected with B and C, so I can, if I give A as a value 1, then B and C is given a value 2, then I have to also go to the value, go to the character which is connected with B, and we must be give the value as 1, right? Suppose B is connected with D, right? Then as so D have to value 1, right? So we have to visit all the possible character we can visit from that point, right? Suppose how I discuss, let suppose suppose um, suppose A is a node, and B, C and D is connected with it, right? And D is connected with E, right? And C is connected with F, right? Right. So how much traverse from A is possible? A can be, A give the value 1, and from the A I can traverse B, so it is value 2, and C, so it is value 2, and D, it is value 2. Suppose A to go, I can able to go A to C, right? So the value is 2. Now I can also go C to F, so that I give the value F equal to 1, right? And again I can able to go A to D, right? So that I give the value 2, and as we go to D to E, so I give the value as 1, right? But as suppose we have suppose I have also connected A to E, right? It is a connection, and now if the value for A is 1, then it must be 2, right? But it already have a value 1. Yes, so I cannot able to go to E, so it is not possible case, right? So I discuss the problem, how I solve it. Now I discuss the code, how I actually solve in the in using C++ language. So suppose I have a test case, so of course I take the test case, and next I have a input um, how much pair is exist, right? For any pair, the first and second must be in difference group, right? So I take an input as an input how much pair, and then I take the pair. So in CSN, again, when I declare a vector all, it is for how much node actually it has, how much node I have. It just keeps the value. So suppose dead as a dead body have no connection with dead body come at a first item as first item. So when it is empty, I pushed it as a my in my node, right? Again for the same thing for the ch2, and now I push how is connected it ch1 to ch2, and ch2 also connected with ch1, right? Now as I have all the value how much node I have, so I keep the loop to the vector and check whether it is already have the value or I initialize the value. So suppose how I check the value. I have a map value. It is stack array. If it is not declared, it is not previously uh, traversed, then I traverse the value to DFS, call by DFS, and in the function actually I do the DFS, depth first search. So how I do the DFS for this um, for using this function, right? So first of all, I give the value, give the node, right? And then second, who is value I have to initialize. Then if I give it, take the character and the value of initialization, and if it already initialized and if it already initialized, if it is not matched, then it is must be false because it is not possible. And if it is initialized and if match the value is c, then return it as a true, right? If it is not initialized, then I initialize it, and then if this value is c equal to 2, then the must opposite which are connected with it must be the opposite value, right? So if the value is c equal to 2 now, then must be the next step it value become 1, and same case for c equal to 1. So again, which this loop is for how much character is connected with a first input, and then again the DFS call, and again this same process has been done. So in this process the code is work, right? Maybe you understand. Okay, so finally I give a uh, example how it actually work. Okay. Suppose, okay, let suppose I have input a, b, c, d, e, f, b, c, c, f, right? I have a value. Okay, so which is the character who is connected to a, right? And a is connected with b, right? Then again for b the value is b is connected with c and a, right? Again for d, d is connected with sorry, for c, right? For c it is connected with both d, b, and f, right? It is d. Again for e it is connected with f, right? D is connected with C, right? So when I traverse from start to traverse from A, right? I give it a value initialized as 1. Then must be which are connected with it take a value as 2. Now I have to go to value 2, right? B is a 2. So B has also a value C, right? As C equal to, I give the value C equal to 1, right? And then from the C I have to traverse all the possible way able to visit from C, right? As C is initial as 1, so I give D as value 2 and B as value 2, and as B is matched with the value, B is also before 2, so it return true. Okay, and F give a value of F as a 2, right? And from F, okay, I forget to write it. From F, as F equal to 2, so E must be 1, right? So my initialization is complete again. Now for the B, as B already visited, so it is not necessary to visit again B, and C, I see that already visited, so it is not necessary to visit it again. And this is done by whether it check it is visited or not. It is checked by the function, by the map. Check all I. If it is not visited, then the function is called. If it is visited, then the function is not called. Okay, that F is already visited, so F is 2 and E is 1. As E already visited, so E is already no need to go to E, and C and D already visited. So as it all possible case is possible, so as all the way is possible, so it print yes. If it is not possible, then it is given wrong. Suppose again, suppose another case. C and C is already connected. C is also connected with B is also connected with E. Suppose what happened now. Then B initializes 2, right? And C initializes 1 and E initializes as 1, right? Sorry. If it this case also give the yes value. So I discuss another case. Suppose if for C we see that the F is value as 2, initialized value as 2. But again, when it is come to the F position for B, actually it already initialized F is as 2, but it now give the value as 1, right? And 1 and 2 is not matchable, so it return false. And this is the part of my code, right? So as it give the false, so it print no. Now hopefully you fully understand what I discussed. So it will be helpful to do the code. I also give my code in GitHub link, and I give the link to my description. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you.